Hey lovelies, so a bit of a status update for the day. We've got so much has been going on and things are starting to come together. I was starting to get a little bit nervous. I think they're coming together. We've got the wood back. That's looking good. So now we can get the lighting put in. But we're still having trouble getting rid of all of the stuff left over from the bamboo. So you can put 2 bags of rubbish out, but I'm trying to find out if you can pay somebody more just to take more of it away. But it's quite difficult to dispose of large quantities of garden waste. It's all go today. Somebody's just brought some cement because they're going to be tidying up the rough edges of our seating area. As you can see over here, it's all looking a little bit rough. So they're going to smooth that, and I think for the Wendy house, and make it look a bit nicer. And I've also arrived to another pile of CVs. I'm very much looking for cooks at the moment. I've got a lot of serving staff but need some cooks. Oh, I'm looking forward to this place looking a bit better than it does. Everything in its place. So we've got the electrics going on, measuring for the lights. Hi guys, so we're having a nice morning today. So much is happening. We've got Desiree's team putting down the concrete. We've got a Marvellous here doing the lighting. Hopefully tomorrow evening we can test one of the lighting setups and see what it looks like. And we've got people here who are plastering the walls and dealing with the damp proofing. So much going on, it's so much fun. I'm actually enjoying myself. I was feeling a bit stressed up to this point, but today I am interviewing for staff. And I've just started off by interviewing 2 people who used to work here before, and it's relaxed me a lot because they're really, really nice people. And it would be a pleasure to welcome them back. And yeah, it's calming me down a little bit and making me feel that this is possible. The big hurdle at the moment is interviewing for cooks, because cooking is something I do at home for myself. I think I've done a few videos about this, or I will be releasing a few videos about this. But you know, the thought of cooking for a large number of people, I need some expert assistance. And it's just trying to find that at the moment. I think once I've got my cooks in place, I'm going to feel a lot more relaxed, because then we just need to train everybody up, practice, and see how it goes. But I feel good. It would be nice to have some of the old staff back again, because they already know CasaKeza, they know what it's like. It used to be a big, warm family of people working together. Hopefully that's what it can be again. So yeah, I mean, I'm feeling on top of things. I think the biggest thing at the moment is whenever I have downtime, whenever I start watching a movie or YouTube, I panic internally that there's something else I could be doing. And sometimes there isn't. Sometimes you just need to wait something out and wait for the next step to occur. And it's okay just to sit and do other things. You need to give yourself permission. Rather than sitting there panicking about the things that you're not doing, when really there is nothing that you can really do at that moment in time. It's just, I think you need to sort of give yourself permission to rest and to wait for the next part to happen. And then like here, I find everything happens at once. So there'll be nothing, complication, and suddenly everything happens and everything gets done in one go. And that's kind of what's happening today. So it's good. Yeah. I think these little critters are keeping me sane. Whenever I feel stressed, I come over here and I look at the bunny rabbits. Hello, the little bun buns. Little floofy ones. Floofy ones. Yeah. They look quite happy in here. We brought them downstairs because it seems like they can't go up and down very easily. I thought they'd be able to do that, but they don't. It's okay. If Mummy ever has babies again, then she can have her own little room. Oh, it's very cute. They're looking quite happy. Crazy. Sorry. This is crazy. Look at all of this. Scorpion.
Yeah.
Very dangerous? Or?
Yes, if it picks someone,
Yeah.
it's dangerous.
Alright guys, I'm just leaving for today. I am feeling a lot better than I have in the past few weeks. I know I've been a total grumpy pants lately, like nah about everything. But yeah, I'm starting to feel a bit better. I mean, everything's still a total mess, but I feel like at least we're getting to the end of the beginning of it. So I feel like we're at least getting the decorating done. And yeah, so it took quite a while. There were many days when we were just waiting for the walls to be plastered so that we could paint over them. And that's being done today. So tomorrow we begin to decorate. And I think that's the bit I've been waiting on. We were really badly delayed with decoration because, you know, I had a whole debacle with the first artist that I employed. It didn't go so good. But now we're ready for round 2, and it kind of worked out in the end because the original artist was just painting over the walls before they'd been sort of fixed. So all of their art would have just peeled off anyway. So we're getting it done properly now. And we've got the best electrician in the world. He's coming tomorrow and he's just gonna do one of the booths so that I can turn it on in the night time and just look at the lights, the pretty lights. And if it looks good, we'll do all of them. But yeah, he's called a marbler and he's just absolutely brilliant, like just brilliant. So yeah, I know I've been really grumpy. I think I'm getting a bit less grumpy now that I feel like we're moving again, because for quite a few days I felt like there wasn't much happening and there was nothing I could do about that. So I was kind of sitting around just thinking, you know, feeling like I should be doing stuff, but I couldn't do very much. But now we're good. So yes, the only problem is I'm having a real tough time finding cooks. So that's still top priority at the moment because we're going to need to start training on the menu soon. Yeah, but I mean, it's good. We're getting there and I'm feeling much more positive about everything. This is the lovely road that I've just walked up. It's very, very nice. Heading home now for a well-earned beer. So I've just turned up, so our electrician was here this morning. Ta-da! Oh, it's flashing on the camera, but in real life it's not flashing, it just does that with frame rate. But so it looks really nice. I'm going to come back this evening and see what it looks like at night. But I think that's going to be, they're a lot brighter than I thought it would be. I think that the LED, so they're actually really bright. But that's good, a warm colour. Hi guys, so I'm just having a little walk down to the bar to go and see our new lighting. And Marble has set up one of the little booths. I had a look at it in the daytime. I want to see what it looks like at night. And I'm going to go meet up with a couple of friends, maybe drink a bottle of wine to celebrate. But yeah, it's been kind of a cool day. It's been busy, you know. Started the painting. Rukundo's got all of the stuff to do that. And also the really good news of the day is that I think I have a kitchen manager because, like I say, we've had so many applications for serving staff, and I really need to get on top of the cooking because it's one thing to cook for yourself at home, but it's a whole other thing to cook for people in a restaurant. It's been a good day so far, and major part of that is that I got my online account set up with, well, that's the other bar over the road at the moment. Not in competition, but they are doing quite well at the moment. But yeah, I've now got my online account set up with MTN. So I went and I sat there for about 40 minutes and then we got all of that done. But I'll explain how you do that in another video. Let's go and have a look at some lights. These little dogs have become so popular in Rwanda now. It's fabulous. You never used to see dogs in Rwanda. People didn't really tend to like them, but now we've got so many. Yeah, it is rather bright, I feel. Just at Kigali Heights, going to grab some breakfast. Looks like there's something going on the roundabout today. Great big tent. Alright guys, I've just popped into one of my favourite breakfast places, well, lunch, brunch places, Delizia in Kigali Heights. I'm going to get myself a sandwich and a coffee. I've had quite a good morning. We've had a lot of fun. It's starting to feel like things are coming together just a little bit. Honestly, best decision of my life to call Rukundo, who is the artist who's helping to do the decorating and the painting. He brought his friend Philo today, and they're just brilliant. You know, I feel like we're kind of on the same page about the decorating and sort of the feeling of the place. They're brilliant. Philo has kept rabbits before, so he gave some brilliant advice on looking after the bunnies, is to have the food hanging rather than on the floor, because they wee and poo everywhere. It's not great to mix that with the food, so he's going to make a little hanging feeder for them, which is brilliant. Today I'm stocking the bar and starting to send supplies. So I'm at Kigali Heights because I've got like a printout of the beer prices and the liquor prices from different places, and I just want to pop into Simba and see what their prices are, and then I will know who to order it from. So stocking the kitchen is my big thing now, because I'm hiring my kitchen manager at the moment, and you know, this week we're going to have to start practicing and making sure that we can figure out the dishes. So you know, me and my kitchen manager, we're going to be working in the kitchen, we're going to be figuring out each of the dishes, and then when we're certain about them and we're sure we're keeping everything on the menu, he can then train the other kitchen staff and the other cooks that I'm hiring. So it's all go at the moment. It feels like progress. There was a point at the beginning of this, especially with the decorating and a few other things, where I felt like I felt it was getting a bit overwhelming, and I felt like we weren't really progressing very fast. Now I feel like we've got all the right people in the right places, and you know, it's fun. We're having a laugh now, so that's good. I was in a bit of a serious space at the beginning of this, thinking, you know, oh dear, and now I'm laughing. It's turning into fun again. And it should be fun, because starting a business is about fun. If you put all the administration aside and all of the little problems, it should be fun and exciting and adventurous, and that's what it's feeling like now. Oh, and yeah, something else that I discovered today. So we've got only a very small bar area inside, because you know, we're not a huge bar. We don't get overwhelmed often. We sometimes do, but not very often. And so we've only got like a small sort of cocktail area inside, and 90% of it is taken up by these two giant fridges, one for Brillera and one for Skol. So Brilewa is Mutzig, I think Primus, all of that stuff. Vrunga, I don't know if no, Vrunga is Skol. See, I don't know. And the awful thing is, I actually don't really care. I just want to be able to stock all the beer and sell all the beer. But in order to do this, you have to have the two fridges. One is Heineken, which is Brilewa, and the other one is Skol. And you're not allowed to mix the beers in the same fridge. And apparently they send people round once every few months to look in your fridge and see if you're obeying the rules. In order to retain the privilege of advertising their brand. And I can't be doing with that, because two fridges is a lot of electricity. And as I've said, you know, we've got a huge electric bill and we need to bring it down. So I only want one fridge, because you only need one fridge, a big fridge. And also, having two of them, there's no space to prepare the drinks. You're just like bumping into the fridges all the time. So I wanted to use the smaller fridge for fruit in the kitchen, but my staff were like, you can't do that, because they'll turn up and they'll see that we're not using it properly and they'll take it away. And at this point, I'm just like, you know what? I want to buy our own fridge. Skol can bugger off, Mutzig, Brilewa can bugger off. I want my own fridge that I can put whatever I want to in there. So I'm saving electricity by having, you know, one fridge instead of two fridges, and I can put any type of beer I want in there if I own the fridge. And I'd rather do that, because I don't mind sponsored fridges, fine, that's great. But when they become a problem and they're getting in the way of what I want to do, then they can take the fridges back, you know. Yeah, I'd rather not play that game. So sorry, Brilewa, sorry, Skol, I love your beer, I enjoy drinking it, but it causes problems at that point. So that's my thinking at the moment. You know, own your own equipment, then you can do with it what you wish to do. So yeah, I'm going to go and have a look at the price of fridges. Probably going to be a bit expensive, but I don't know, might be worth the hassle. Oh, the rain is coming down. It's a good thing I'm tucked up here with a coffee. I think it's going to be going for a while. Ooh, we've upgraded at Simba. We've got a mister on the fruit and vegetables. This is kind of cool. Looks rather pretty. Right, time to check some alcohol prices. I reckon this is probably going to be quite a good contender. Let's see what they've got. Aha, yes. Famous Grouse, 33. What have we got here? Ooh, their Jack Daniels is more expensive than it was online, I think. Looking for tequila and white rum. They had a very good white rum online. Oh, Gordon's 28. Yep, that's actually very good value compared to where I was. What about the Amarula? Can we see any Amarula? Found the Jamesons, but it's 58 online and 67 in store, so I think we'll be shopping for that online. Seriously though, why? Alright, so I've just got home, helmet tear. I had quite a fun afternoon shopping. I went to Charisma, which is a bookshop and toy store in Kigali Heights, and I bought lots of board games and a bubble machine for the garden, for the kids, and for my own fun and amusement. Who doesn't like a bubble machine? And then I also went to the supermarket and I've bought an insane amount of alcohol. We've got gin, tequila, rum, other stuff. But I've come home because I was price checking everything to see what was a good deal. And I've come home to order the rest online. But I can't, because currently, she said, staring at her electricity meter, the electric is off. So that means the internet has gone as well. So yeah, you can't really work to your own schedule. You have to work around the power cuts or the power availability. It's just, oh, it's such a common thing at the moment. Like, electric cuts are just chronic. So I wanted to get everything ordered today, but unless the electricity comes back on, it'll probably have to be tomorrow. So instead, I'm going to finish writing staff contracts, and then when the internet comes back, I shall email it out. and see if anybody wants to come and work for me. Fingers crossed.